Hey everyone, this is Philicia Crystal back again with another Q&A session. I got really great feedback from my last video where persons encouraged me to do another one, and so here I am by popular demand to give you another Q&A session. And I think I'll make this a regular. Every Wednesday I'll be here with a video answering questions and giving my advice. But before I hop into the questions that are for this week, which I guarantee you are hot, 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 I want you to go over to my Instagram account. Follow me. It's Philicia AA1. Like my Facebook page if you haven't done so already, and it's Philicia Crystal. And subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's also Philicia Crystal. So jumping right into our hot questions for this week. And I want to thank all of you who sent in questions to keep this conversation going and for us to have something to look forward to this week and to create dialogue. And I encourage everybody, if there's a question here that struck you and you want to participate in giving your perspective or your response, please do that. Go into the comment section. Comment. I want to hear from you too. I want to hear what you have to say. I really do. We can create a dialogue. Let's build this community where we're all supporting each other, motivating each other, and inspiring each other. And so do that for me, please. Okay, so jumping into my first question, it goes like this. It has a story behind it. It says, you have been married for over 10 years, yet during all that time, you have felt empty, not accepted, and unloved. The marriage in the end feels like a business partnership. One of your children tells and confirms they never saw any romance, but it seemed like a business partnership or like a business. Now, in recent weeks, someone seemed to be very attracted to you. You see them every day visiting your workplace on business. They appear sincere, and you have to admit there is a magnetic energy between you two. However, your mind says, slow down. This may be infatuation, lust, or just a distraction, and do not just throw away your stability for a moment of passion. But you are lonely and in search of happiness, someone who will love you for you unconditionally and not see you as collateral. What is your advice? Well, I think that this is a beautiful question because oftentimes in marriages or any type of relationship that's been going on for quite some time, you come to a point sometimes where persons change, circumstances change, people, and the relationship may not feel the same. But my advice in the situation is, firstly, do not step outside of your marriage. I would not recommend that. I would not tell you to do that. I would tell you a flat out no, don't do it. I think that you and your spouse should go and seek some sort of professional advice or help. Go and see someone who has training in relationships and they can help see what the underlying issue is, because there might be some situation where there's an issue underneath all of this and it just needs to be addressed to bring you back on to the same back onto the right track. Another thing to consider, it might be thinking and reflecting on what all you have accomplished together as a couple. What attracted you together in the first place? Those type of things keeps your mind into perspective. And sometimes you said that your mind considered whether it was a distraction. And I think that's what this is right here. It's a distraction. And, you may be looking at this person who's coming into your office and you're thinking, oh, and their glory, and you're looking at them and they look like the grass that is greener on the other side. But I often realize in life that the grass is never green on the other side. It's just an illusion. Or it's just something brown that someone sprayed green paint on it, okay? So once you have that in your mind, you don't want to throw away your marriage of all these years, putting your spouse on the side, who I say probably may represent the 80% or even the 90%, to go chasing after the 10% or the 20%, which is just like a temporary fix that will lead to I call a permanent problem. a lifetime problem because you made a lifetime commitment to this person. Y'all been through so much, and then you just throw it all away because you're chasing a passion. Okay, so I would tell you slow down. You and your spouse go and seek some sort of um, marital counseling, or even with us, have you had an opportunity where y'all sat down and you told your spouse how you feel, that you are feeling that you are not feeling getting attention or you don't feel love? There may be things that you may start with, but work on it. Marriage is work. It's a lot of work. It is. It's not easy. So that's my advice. Next question is advice on letting go of a person who you are in love with, or even a friend, and you know that they are not the right person for you. Again, this is another great question. We often find ourselves in relationships. I know I'm no stranger to putting myself in a relationship with people who I know I should not be with or should even entertain, but we do it anyway for whatever reasons. But my advice is, if you feel in your heart that this person is not the right person for you, you have your answer right there. And that is, if they ain't the right person for you, you need to bounce. Sometimes two people come into our life. I always put them into the categories, either reason, season, or lifetime. They may just have came in your life for a season to teach you something. And when their time is up, you got to let them go. Because you don't want to keep people in your life who their time has expired and you still have them in the picture. It's like you wouldn't want to keep expired milk in your fridge. It's disgusting when you open it, okay? Even though before that it would have served a really good purpose. So if you feel that the person is not right for you, let it go. Oftentimes I also discover with a pattern in my life, when I'm about to go to the next level, it's almost like I'm going up a flying, taking flight. You can't take too much baggage with you. And so what happens with me is that as I transition into another phase of my life, sometimes people just start to leave. Or I do some inventory stock and I realize they ain't the perfect, no longer fitting the purpose. So I have to cut them off. And that's how you can really sort. You gotta drop some of your baggages along the way. But like I said, if you feel that they ain't the right person for you, end it. It'll be worthwhile in the end. Okay, next question. Do you think that professional women should take time away from their professions to deal with their kids? Now, with this question, I would say it depends on the woman. Every woman is not the same, and every woman has, I would say, their own views on how they would want to raise a family and to juggle their profession. So it's up to a woman whether she would want to take time away from her profession or if she still wants to continue on dealing with a profession. I think that in this day and time, women don't necessarily need to choose. I think that we live in a world today where technology has allowed us to be in the office virtually. You can use your laptop anywhere. You can, once you have internet, you have some Wi-Fi going, you can be with your child, and you can also be engaging with your clients. You still can be doing your day-to-day professional life while also maintaining a balance at home. So again, it's up to the woman. Some may want to get time away from their profession. That's good for them. And some may want to balance both. So that's also great. All right, the next question is, what person inspires you and why? This is another good question. I don't have a particular person I would say that inspires me, but there are types of persons that inspires me, or certain characteristics that inspires me. I look at certain persons who would have fought against all odds and still accomplished their goals. I remember one time being in a lecture hall in law school, and I saw this really elderly lady sitting in the lecture hall taking notes and listening to the lecture. And that inspired me because in that moment I said to myself, you're never too old to accomplish your dreams. I also look at a person like Oprah Winfrey, who, when she started off her career, and we know she's this big television, she became a big television mogul and a big TV personality. And in her beginning days, persons told her that she was not fit for television. And yet she still kept pushing towards that. She still didn't listen to them. She didn't listen to the naysayers. And look at her today. She accomplished it and she was able to prove them wrong. So stories like that, people like that, they inspire me. People who come from a humble beginning, people who turned around their situation for the best. That is the inspiration I look to. Is what would be the biggest challenge for your generation of women? I think the biggest challenge for our generation of women is to be respected. I think respect is the main thing. I believe that oftentimes persons are so quick to put women into a certain box and to tell us how far or what we can do, what certain jobs we can have, whatever they want to do, what all obligations we're supposed to have. And I think that is not right. I remember a few months back, Cardi B announced that she was pregnant. And there became this mass hysteria over the fact that, oh my goodness, she's at the top of her career. Why is she thinking about having a child? And my response is going and tying into the fact of being respected and the challenges that we face in this generation is that we can have a family or we can do something else, in particular raising a child, and still have a profession. That's the time that we live in. But again, it ties back, I repeat, to respecting us that we can be so much more. We can contribute so much more to the world today. We can go into a boardroom and we can lead that. We can lead a very large company. We can run a nation. We can lead a classroom. We can become doctors. We can become engineers, lawyers like myself. That women can do this all. And in particular, when you look at male-dominated fields, there is this need that women need more respect for who we are. And so I think that's our challenge, to break that barrier and to say, hey, we are here and we deserve as women to be respected. Next question, why are women not straightforward with men about their feelings? I don't think that women are not straightforward with men about their feelings. I think it may be an issue of the style of communication. And it may not even be all women, that's a general statement to say that women and men, all of them do the same thing, but it's a style of communication that may be, unique to a particular person. And so I would say to a couple, if this is a relationship-based thing, to sit down and understand how each other communicates. You understand your language. Everyone has a type of communication language. And to be able to understand when one person is trying to say something and the other person is saying something else. So I think that is crucial. Get to know each other, how you communicate, because we all communicate differently. Some people are very, I would say, they would tell you straight up in your face. Some people will give you signs and allow you to fill in the blanks. And that applies to men and women. Some men do it too. So that's my thing. Just know the communication style. Understand it. It's not that women are not being straightforward. It's maybe an issue of understanding the way of communication. Okay. And my final question is, what has been your most significant achievement and why? My most significant achievement to date has been me becoming an attorney, me passing the bar. And the reason for that is I had a lot of challenges along the way, and it was something that I always wanted to do. and I finally accomplished it. I remember years back when I was in England and I was called to the bar. I had my wig on and my robe on, and it was just this really good sense of accomplishment that I felt because I knew how hard I worked to get there. I knew the journey that I traveled, and I knew the odds that I faced to get to that particular point. And so for me, that remains at this time the most significant achievement of my life. Okay, so I hope that you all enjoyed this video. This concludes our Q&A session. I'll be back next week, Wednesday, with another session. So send in your questions. You can participate too. I want to hear what you have on your mind. Don't forget, comment, like, be a part of the conversation. I want to hear from you. We can build a community where we motivate each other, we inspire each other through just advice and having a good conversation. So be a part of it. I really want to hear from each of you who watch this video and just share your thoughts. Tell me if you think that I answered a question well, or if you want to add something to an answer that I gave. So do that. Until next time, it's Philicia Crystal. See you later. Bye.